Hi there. Welcome back. So, on video 1, I talked about how you can protect yourself against a bad landlord. If you're a good tenant, protect yourself. Okay? We talked about that in video 1. And that, just a recap, is get everything in writing, reiterate everything, record your videos, record your conversations, pay your rent on time, and read your lease. Read the Landlord-Tenant Act, and read the Warranty of Habitability. But I didn't go into the Warranty of Habitability, and that's what I'm going to do on this video. So, the Warranty of Habitability is on the Arizona Department of Housing site, and you type in Arizona Department of Housing Landlord-Tenant Act, and it will pull up, and it is Arizona Statute 33-1324. Scroll down to that statutes. That's Arizona Statutes ARS 33-1324, and that would be the Warranty of Habitability. So, anyways, so the Warranty of Habitability is the rules that Arizona sets forth for landlords that they have to abide by, and it supersedes any lease that any landlord has, or any clauses. They think they can clause the way out in their lease. They can't. They can't verbally promise anything that goes against the Warranty of Habitability and the Arizona Landlord-Tenant Act. Okay, so it's that the landlord has to maintain the premises in a fit manner. Okay, they have to abide by the health and safety laws of the state of Arizona, and that means the common ways, the walkways have to be safe. Like if they're too dark and there's cracks and it's dangerous, that's breaching the lease. That's breaching the lease. And there's also if there's neighbors that are partying and oh, rewind. That's next. Sorry. So they're also responsible for sewage. They have to have a working sewage at all times. On this last one that I was at, that I'm in the lawsuit in Superior Court with, my landlord, to punish me, when my toilet was broken, instead of letting me go buy the little $10 part and just fix it, she said it had to go through the warranty company and that I had to pay the warranty $80 fee. And I said, no, I don't. And she said, take it off the rent. I said, no, the lease says. She was trying to trap me. I said, the lease says that that's not allowed, and it's not my responsibility to pay your deductible. But she made me go 5 days without a toilet, which is one of 5 or 6 violations that she's being taken to court for and going to be held accountable for. So I know that it seems like a lot, but the alternative is to not stand up for yourself and to slink away with your tail between your legs and let a landlord abuse you. And that can affect your life with the eviction, or they take your money for the deposit. We'll go there too. But the other things that they have to maintain that is their chore list, basically from the state of Arizona, is the electrical. Electrical wiring has to be safe, and it has to be appropriate for the family that's living in the home. And the outlets have to be safe as well, which is another one that I went through with this last landlord. That's a second violation, is the outlets were dangerous, overloaded, and things were shorting out. So, and the other is, let's see, I did write it down there. Oh, that's right. They have to maintain water, hot water, at all times. So if you are without hot water or going without hot water, they have to have that fixed like in a day or two. That's an emergency. So if they lock you out of the water or shut the water off on you, that's against the law. They have to provide that. The air conditioning. In Arizona, air conditioning is a must for the landlord. Has to provide air conditioning. But he only has to provide an air conditioner that will go to 82 degrees of central air and 86 degrees on evaporative cooler. So if your air conditioning is not working that great, but it gets to be about 79, 80, 81, and that's about it, won't get cooler than that, you can talk to the landlord and tell him, you know, and you can ask him, and hopefully you have a good landlord that will service that, you know, that air conditioner. But if it's if it's under his limit of 80, 82, if it's there, you can't do anything about it. He's just not a nice landlord then. And then make sure you change the filters. Make sure you look at the lease and see who is to change those filters, because you can be in breach of contract just for not changing the filters if it says you have to change quarterly. And then keep the receipts. Again, paper trail for everything. Okay? So we talked about the ways to protect yourself. We just talked about the warranty of habitability. Oh yes, with the warranty of habitability, this happened to me too. I guess it's been 3 times that I've had to take on my landlords. But I have a gag order on one of them. So I can say that it had to do with roaches. And how do you prove that you didn't bring in roaches, 6 months, a year into the lease? It's very hard. You have to prove with the warranty of habitability that the roaches are there due to lack of maintenance by the apartment complex or the landlord. In my case, their water was never being, the plumbing was never being actually fixed. It was being band-aided. So I snaked the endoscope up in the ceiling and I saw all the water damage and all the patches and everything. And so I was able to get that evidence that the roaches were accumulating at the water. That was what was drawing them. So when the ceilings came in, saved the roaches. It was horrible. But if you can prove that it's due to lack of maintenance, and then you have the law on your side. A landlord is not allowed to say, "Oh, you must have been flushing feminine napkins down the toilet, and that's why it stopped up." He can't prove that. It doesn't matter. It's his responsibility. It's a health and safety. It has to do with the health department, the plumbing. If he tries to make you pay for it, even if it's in the lease, says you have to pay for it if that happens, you don't have to pay for that. Okay? But we're going to talk about how you're going to prove that stuff to the landlord in another video. Okay? And I'm going to go over almost every scenario that you can think of that you might be going through with your landlord, and I'm going to help you to figure out how to react, how to talk to the landlord, and what to do if things get down and dirty. Okay? So that you can protect yourself. Because landlords, they don't always stick to the truth. They can lie. Lie. And don't you ever lie. Pay your rent. Never lie. Always stick to the truth. Keep your integrity. And show him that he cannot or she cannot abuse you. Because you're a good tenant. And I'm going to help you try to get through this. And you're going to get through this. Don't be down. Don't be overwhelmed. Well, you can be, but just kick it off and get back to it. And so in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the law that's not written in your lease. The law that protects you and your privacy and your right to peaceful and quiet enjoyment of the space that you are renting, that you pay for, that is yours for that time that you are there on that lease, and only yours. And how you can prevent anybody from stomping on your right to quiet enjoyment. And there's a lot of different ways they can do it. But you have protection. So we'll go over that in the next video. Okay? From an Essential Healing Touch. Also, massage is wonderful for stress relief.